1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Music with Ryan. Thank you for joining me. This week's feature lesson, we're going to take a look at an original composition I've created, and it's entitled Easy Fingerstyle Melody in G. Alright, so I've taken a really basic beginning fingerstyle pattern in the right hand, or roll in the right hand, and then I've incorporated a really simple melody on top of that. Okay, so it's really a great way, again, just to kind of take a simple roll, see how it sits inside of the chords, and then also see how you can build a melody on top of that. And again, this is a really simple melody. It's really pretty as well, so it's a nice little, it almost has a classical feel to it, something you can sit around and play, and just, again, has that nice, beautiful texture to it, in my opinion. So, yeah, we're going to break down everything note for note so you can understand everything that's going on in this lesson / arrangement here. Okay, so if you want to access that full-length lesson, just click the link down there below. It will shoot you onto my website. There, this lesson's going to come with about 40 minutes of video, PDF tabs, and 3 audio backing tracks to kind of help you work your speed up a little bit. And if you really like the way I teach and approach learning, learn about being a premier member at the site for a monthly, quarterly, or yearly fee. You can access this lesson in over 350 videos, all 3 of my courses in the Video Exchange program. Give it a look if you feel like I might be a good fit for you as an instructor. For now, we're going to start walking through the first few measures of this piece here. We'll throw the tabs up on the screen, bring the camera on in. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. All right, let's go ahead and start breaking down Easy Fingerstyle Melody in G here. We're going to put those first 5 measures up on the screen, and of course we're going to break everything down note for note, real slow like. But first, I really just kind of want to focus on the first measure. We're going to treat it here in this case like a vamp. Vamping means we're going to play it just over and over, but really we want to just get this right hand pattern down because we're going to be basing much of the arrangement off of this pattern, and we'll vary it just a little bit, but everything kind of rests. The backbone, the rhythmically is this pattern here in the first measure. And also, the markings below the staff are right hand fingers, okay? And I use more of a classical marking called Pima. P is thumb, I is index, M is middle, and A is ring finger. Okay, so that's how I usually mark up the scores for the right hand stuff. Again, it's Pima, it's a classical thing. That's just how I do it. So, in that first measure there, we're gonna vamp on a G chord. And, using this pattern. So I got the regular old cowboy chord G there, and it's going to be low string first, and then the D string, then back to low string, index on the G, thumb on the D, index on the G. The thumb is going to be doing an alternate bass style movement. Much of the tune, we're going to be largely alternating the bass in the thumb here. And you can see that right here in the first measure. So here's the count for it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 3 and 4 and. So I would really recommend getting a handle of this pattern. You can use this is a very versatile pattern as well. You can use this anytime for songs that start in G. So just one of many, right? One of hundreds of patterns. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Just see how relaxed you can get it. And just a reminder, I said that the thumb is alternating the bass, and of course that's always going to be on, it's always going to be on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The thumb will always be there. That's where the thumb lies in the beat. So it's always, you can just do that to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you can add the pattern in. 1, 2. So I just want to make sure you have a good idea, a good understanding of what's going on in the right hand there. Super important for executing this arrangement. So we're going to, in the first measure, it has a little repeat there, and we're going to play that 3 times, okay? It says 3x above it, right? And again, just mean we're going to play that first measure 3 times, again, acting like a vamp, kind of setting the mood, the atmosphere, and the tempo for this piece. Third time, and then we go on, we kind of start the piece. Okay, so now measure 2 rhythmically is probably the most challenging little rhythmic idea motif of this whole piece, to be honest. I mean, everything else is pretty straightforward. There's just this little syncopated rhythm, and it's a pickup kind of into the melody that we need to understand, okay? So again, it's probably the trickiest little thing, but very obtainable. And so you see in there that, measure 2 on the low string, 3rd fret, there's a dotted quarter note. Dotted quarter note gets 1.5 counts, okay? 1.5 counts. So the next note is going to happen on the and of beat 2, which is an open G, okay? So it'll be 1, 2, and 3. And when you hammer on 2nd fret G, you'll also notice that as well is a dotted quarter note. So again, another beat and a half worth. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So on the and of 4, we play that open B string. And that's another thing we're going to be doing as well. This piece, the melody notes are often going to come on the and of beat 4. I like how that sounds and how it feels to kind of have that melody kind of come right before the downbeat. And as you notice, there's some ties in there, so we want those melody notes to ring into the next measure, at least for a quarter note, if not darn near the whole measure. And that's kind of just the way I wrote the piece. So kind of those melody notes are going to happen on the and of beat 4, and we want them to ring into the next measure as long as we can. So if I do measure 2 all by itself, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Do it again. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And measure 2 is really, measure 3 is really just that right hand pattern we've been working on so far. We did it measure 1. It's just that you see the melody note, the B string is tied over. It's in parentheses there in measure 3, beat number 1. It's tied over. We just want it to ring. We don't pluck it or anything like that. And then, measure 3 is just that pattern, our right hand pattern there. So 2,
2, 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So really just kind of got to sink into that little pickup, that rhythmic idea there in measure 2. If you can get a hold of that, then you're going to be all good throughout this piece. So if I start at the beginning, okay, we're going to go on this time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, now it's starting to come to life already. And then moving forward. So we switch chords there just for a quick measure. All right, half a measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth measure, play the low string, and then it's thumb, index on the open B. And then we're going to switch to a C chord, okay? And we're going to pinch the B string and the A string. And then the thumb's going to catch the D string, 2nd fret. And then we're going to play the open B. Okay, and then again, that open B happens on the and of beat 4, right? And it ties into, the 5th measure there. We're going to be seeing that all the time. Now, how you use the right hand in some of these, playing the melody, is a little bit discretionary, but I have written in there what I suggest. So, thumb, index, middle, and thumb, and then index. Or you could use your middle there as well, okay? Probably notice that one dominates. You're just stronger with one of those fingers, middle or index. And then that last measure of the line, again, is almost the same pattern as measure 1. I just varied it a little bit, right? B string, D, G. So I just changed one note about it. Just wanted to have some variation. Those 2 measures again, 3, 4. And really, if you can get these first 5 measures, you're going to have probably about 1/3 of the piece. Because we're going to see these again. It's going to be repeating, and you'll see the same rhythms as well. So, yeah, just getting a handle of these first few measures, it might be tricky, but as soon as you do, you're going to really have a lot of the piece down. So from the beginning, I'll play it a couple times from the very beginning, playing with the vamp 3 times there. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let me do that one more time. See if I can do it just a touch slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving forward. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, I'll do it one more time up to speed now, and then we'll move forward here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So there's the first 5 measures. Now, I know we've worked on a lot here already, but the other thing I want you to think about when you're playing fingerstyle is, of course there's a lot of notes going on, right? But, not all the notes are the melody, of course, right? The thumb is playing the bass part. And then there's a melody above it. And in this case, the melody is rather simple, but we need to know what the melody is, A, and then we need to be able to kind of play those notes louder or bring them forward from the other notes. That is a nuance that is very tricky, but something that you need to keep in mind if you're playing fingerstyle guitar. Because again, not all the notes are the melody, right? We want the melody to come forward. So in this case, the melody, of course, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's the melody. You could even just play that with the metronome to practice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Does it again, 2, 3. I'm going on. I went on to the next measures there, but that's the idea, and it's something that I want you to start to get your head around, right, in your mind frame about when you're playing these fingerstyle pieces. So you want to bring the melody forward, okay? And so you need to know what it is, right? And then think about bringing that forward. Because if you don't know what exactly it is, then it could be anything. So anyway, I think you get my point. Let's throw those next few measures up on the screen. All right, 3, 4.